Hello students, now in previous video we have seen the remarks on the existence theorem or a linear combination theorem of GCD. Now here let us see some definition. Now the first definition is for the relatively prime. Now I am taking this definition again. Why? Because here it is for more than two integers. I want to take the general definition also. So if A and B, the GCD of A and B is 1, then we say A and B are relatively prime. A and B are relatively prime. Or A is prime to B, or A is prime to B. This is the definition for relatively prime. Now we say that an integers a1, a2 and so on up to an are relatively prime if the GCD of a1, a2 and so on up to an is what? 1. Already I taught you how to determine the GCD of more than two integers. First of all, we will determine the GCD of 2. Then again the GCD of that suppose the GCD of a1, a2 is G. Then that GCD we will take with a3. That will be suppose G1. Then that G1 we will take with a4. That is suppose G2 and so on we go up to whatever here Gn minus 1 and an and an. As such we will determine the GCDs. And if now here what is the condition? The GCD of all of them is what? 1. Means the GCD of this number and this number is what? 1. Whatever these. But lastly we get 1. This is the way to determine GCD of more than two integers. Now here what they say, if the integers are n and they are relatively prime, if the GCD of all of them is 1. Okay. Now also we can say that a1, a2 and so on up to an are said to be relatively prime in pairs. Relatively prime in pairs if ai, aj is equal to what? 1 for all I not equal to j. These are relatively prime in pairs if I will take a1, a2 if their GCD is 1. If I take a1, a3 if that GCD is 1. Means this I and j are unequal and their GCDs are 1. Then we can say they are relatively prime in pairs. Now let me take here example. Suppose example first one. Suppose we have the numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These integers are relatively prime. Are what? Relatively prime. Why these are relatively prime? Look at it. If I take the GCD of 2 and 3, you know these are prime numbers, their GCD is 1. Now that 1 with 4, GCD of 2 and 3 is what? 1. That 1 we will take with 4, now its GCD is 1. Again 1 we will take with next digit, that is 5, so its GCD is 1. And that 1 we will take with 6, so its GCD is 1. And togetherly we can say these are relatively prime as the GCD of 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 is what? 1. Is 1. Fine. Now relative prime as this. Now the second example we can take as if I take 2, 4, 6 and 8 are what about this? Now the GCD of 2 and 4 is what? 2. Fine. Now GCD of 2 and 6 is also what? 2. GCD of 2 and 8 which 2 I am taking here? This 2, this GCD I am taking here. Now here also this GCD I am taking, and this is also 2. Now means what? The GCD of all of them is what? 2. So these are not relatively prime, are not relatively prime, are not relatively prime, as the GCD of 2, 4, 6 and 8 is what? 2, which is not equal to 1, which is not equal to 1. Now the next one, third one, 2, 3, 5 and 7 are relatively prime, are relatively prime in pairs also. Relatively prime in pairs, because all these are prime. If I take a pair with 2 and 3, 2 and 5, 2 and 7, 3, 5, 3, 7, 5, 7, all pairs gives GCD 1. So these are relatively prime in pairs. Fine. Now next one, suppose I will take 2, 3, 6 and 7 are relatively prime. These are relatively prime. Relatively prime, as the GCD of 2, 3, 6 and 7 is what? 1, but not relatively prime in pairs, not relatively prime in pairs, not relatively prime in pairs, as the GCD of 2 and 6 is what? 2, which is not equal to 1. Also the GCD of 3 and 6 is what? That is also 3, which is not equal to 1. So for any pair, if it gives the GCD 1, then we can say these are relatively prime in pairs. But here these two pairs we got for which the GCDs are not 1, so they are not relatively prime in pairs. Now here let us write one remark. If A1, A2 and so on up to AN are relatively prime, then they may or may not be relatively prime in pairs. Relatively prime in pairs. Second, or before going to a second remark, let me write one more thing. But if A1, A2 and so on up to AN are relatively prime in pairs, then they are relatively prime also. Means the GCD is what? 1 also. This is also important. Now the next thing is that this can be, and this was the general result. Don't need to write this as a second remark. This is itself the what? This A1, A2, AN are relatively prime, then they may not be relatively prime in pairs. But if the integers are relatively prime in pairs, they must be relatively prime. That is A1, A2, so on up to AN are relatively prime. Are what? Relatively prime. Fine. Now the next thing we will see the definition of LCM. Now before going towards the definition of LCM, let us see the definition of common multiple. So the definition, let A and B be any non-zero integers, then an integer C is said to be common multiple of A and B if A divides C and B divides C. Now for example, if A is equal to 3, B is equal to 5. Now multiples of 3. What are they? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 and so on. Now multiples of 5. What are they? 5, 10, 15 and 15, 20, 25 and so on. Fine. Now here, what is common multiple of 3 and 5? Look at here, 15 is a common. Now obviously here somewhere we get 30 and so on. Here also we get 30 and so on. So this 30 is also common multiple. So therefore I can say common multiples of 3 and 5 are what? They are 15, 30, 45, 60 and so on. Fine. Now again, suppose this is first example. Let us take second example. A is equal to 4, B is equal to 8 suppose. Now multiples of 4. What are they? 4, 8, 12, 16 and so on. Now multiples of 8. What are they? Multiples of 8, 16, 24 and so on. So common multiples, therefore common multiples of 4 and 8. 4 and 8 are what? 8 is first one, 8, 16, 24, 8, 16, 24, 32 and so on. Fine. Now as such we can determine the common multiple. Now what is least among these? So for least common multiple of 3 and 5 is what? 15. Similarly least common multiple of 4 and 8 is what? 8. Fine. So let us see the definition of least common multiple. The next definition, that is LCM. Least common multiple. Least common multiple or LCM. Okay. What is the definition? The simple thing to define it is the smallest positive integer, which is multiple of two numbers A and B is called the least common multiple of A and B. It is denoted by the square bracket. Now you know the GCD will be denoted by a round bracket. Now the LCM is denoted by the square bracket. Now let us see one more definition for LCM, that is an alternative definition for LCM. This is a straightforward definition, the smallest positive integer which is multiple of both the numbers, that is a least common multiple. Now alternative definition of LCM. Now what does it? An integer m is called LCM of A and B if it satisfies the axioms. Which axioms? The first one is that m is strictly positive. So from this we can see a remark for LCM, that LCM of any two integers is greater or equal 1. It is strictly positive, means either 1 or greater than 1. Now second one, it says A divides m and B also divides m. Now it is, as we see in the example, the LCM of 3 and 5 is what? 15. So we know 3 divides 15 and 5 also divides 15. Fine. Now the third thing is that if A divides C and B divides C, then M divides C. So here you know 3 divides 30 and 5 also divides 30, the other multiple of 3 and 5, other common multiple of 3 and 5. So they divides to that one, but 15 also divides what? This 30. So to each and every other multiple, this least common multiple should divide, means it will be a common multiple for other one also, other numbers also. Fine. This is the alternative definition. And most probably, if sometime we have to prove that any number is LCM of any two numbers, that time this thing will be used. In theorems these things are used. Now let us see one theorem here, or one note you can say. Theorem: LCM of two numbers A and B, LCM of two numbers A and B is what? Unique. Now on the contrary, let us assume the LCM of A and B is not unique. They are two different numbers. Suppose that M1 is what? The LCM of A and B, and M2 is also LCM of A and B. Now if these are the LCMs of A and B, then they must satisfy all these three conditions. Fine. Now if M1 is LCM of A and B, then M2 is common multiple of A and B. Common multiple of A and B. Therefore, by definition, this one, if M2 is a common multiple and M1 is what? LCM, then M1 must divides M2. What is here? We get here this M is what? LCM. Fine. But this M2 is what? Common multiple. Means what? B divides M2, A also divides M2. So from this we get, M1 is here. From this we get M1 divides M2. Fine. So by definition, definition of LCM, we have M1 divides M2. Call it as equation number 1. Also, if M2 is LCM of A and B, then we will assume M1 is what? A common multiple. If you remember, GCD is unique. That time also we had used the same trick to prove that of A and B. So again by definition of LCM, what does it says? M2 divides M1. Call it as equation number 2. Now from 1 and 2, first divides second, second divides first. So what does they say? As you know, these are LCM we have assumed, so they are positive numbers. So first divides second, second divides first. So by the property of divisibility, we can say they are what? Equal. So from 1 and 2, this gives M1 equal to M2, as M1, M2 are what? They are positive. As they are positive. Actually, the property is what? A divides B, B divides A. Then that implies A is equal to plus minus B. This is the property, actual property. But here this is M1 equal to plus minus M2. But it is positive. So, these are what? Equal. They are equal. No need to use take this negative sign here. Fine. So, this is the proof of this. LCMs are what? Unique. They are equal. Then we are through. Fine. Now the next theorem, that is about the relationship between two integers, their GCD and the LCM of them. So let us see that theorem. It is a relation between the integers, their GCD and their LCM. So the theorem says, what does it say? If the GCD of A and B is D, then LCM of A and B, suppose we will assume it is N. LCM of A and B is nothing but modulus of product of A and B upon the GCD of A and B, or it is same as modulus of product of A and B upon GCD is what we have been assumed D. It will be same. Fine. Now we will try to prove this. Now to proving this, we will use the alternate definition of LCM. Fine. So let us prove this. Proof. Now to prove our aim to prove this M is what? LCM of A and B first. Fine. And if it is LCM of A and B, this thing can be written. Fine. So let us try to prove this, and we can easily get in the same one, we can easily get this form also. Fine. We will do that. To prove M is LCM of A and B, we shall show that this M satisfies, it should satisfy all the axioms of LCM. So first thing, as D is the GCD of A and B. D is GCD of A and B. Then then D is strictly positive. Fine. Also, whatever A and B are there, modulus of A into B is also what? Strictly positive. So what does this say? This says, what we have written here? This M is nothing but mod of AB upon D. So I can say this M is equal to mod of AB upon D, or these two numbers are positive, so their division is also what? Positive, and let it be M. So this says M is positive. This is our first axiom of the definition of LCM. Fine. This is the first axiom. The first axiom of definition of LCM. First axiom of definition of LCM. Now let us do the second one. Now what is second one? We have to prove that second thing is what? This M is a common multiple of A as well as of B. That thing we have to do. So since A, GCD of A and B is what? D. This is given to us. So this says D divides A and D also divides B. So if D divides A, it implies there exists K1 belongs to Z such that A is equal to DK1. Fine. Also, and D divides B. So this says there exists K2 belongs to Z such that B is equal to DK2. Okay. Now what we have? M we have assumed this. So M is equal to what? Modulus of AB upon D we have been assumed. So let me substitute the value of A as a DK1 and B as DK2 here. So what does this say? This is DK1 into DK2 mod of that upon D. So one of the D get cancelled. This D is positive, these are also positive. So what we get here? This is mod of K1, K2 into D. This thing we are getting here. Fine. Now what we get? M is equal to mod of K1, K2 into D. This can be written as M is equal to mod of what? K2 into DK1 as such, or M is equal to mod of K1 into DK2. May I write this as such? Is it okay to you? Simply I am taking them in simple associative property. Such a thing I am using. Now this is same as to say M is equal to mod of K2 into, what is DK1? DK1, look at here. DK1 is what? A. So I can write here A. And or M is equal to what? Or I can say and also here, as we can write that form also. Fine. Now M is equal to, look at here, DK2. What is DK2? It is B. So it is mod of K1 into B. So what does this says? M is equal to K2 A means A divides M. Also M is equal to K1 B. So what this says? B divides M. So this implies A divides M and B also divides M. And this is second axiom. Second axiom of definition of LCM. Definition of LCM. Fine. Now our third part, there must exist some common multiple of A as well as B, and that common multiple is divisible by whom? Our M. That is our, we have to prove. Now let A divides C and B divides C, then there exists D1 D2 belongs to Z such that C is equal to A D1 and C is equal to B D2. Fine. Now as D is what? A GCD of A and B. So what does this say? The same thing here, whatever we have written. This says A is equal to DK1 and B is equal to DK2. Now from this, let me put this value of A here in C. So from this, what we get? C is equal to what? K1 D and D1. Here look at it. A is what? DK1. So K1 D into D1, and or let it be equation number 1. Fine. And if I put B here, this value of B DK2, then this C is equal to what? K2 D again D2. K2 D into D2. This is second. Now if you look 1 and 2, here their left hand sides are same. So we can say their right hand sides are also same. So here we get K1 D into D1 is same as K2 D into D2 from 1 and 2. From 1 and 2. Fine. So from this, now you know D is non-zero. It is a GCD. So here D can get cancelled. So this says this is K1 D1 equal to K2 D2. And these all are what? Integers. So from this we can say K1 divides K2 D2. K1 divides K2 D2. Fine. And that is same as to say K1 divides K2. As K1 divides K2, therefore, so let me take K1 divides K2. So what does this imply? There exists some T belongs to Z such that what? This K1 divides, we will take D2 here. Wait, why I am going to put it here D2. So let me take K1 divides D2. We can take K1 divides K2 also. We can take K1 divides D2 also. But for our simplicity, we will take it here D2. So K1 divides D2. So we get D2 is equal to K1 into T. I want to put this value of K1 into T here, or let me put it here. C is equal to, let me put this value of D2 here. Therefore equation 2 becomes what the equation 2 says. C is equal to what? K2 D into K1 T. So this is same as K1 K2 into dt. So but what is K1 K2 into D? K1 K2 into D is what? M. So this is same as to say M into T. M into T. Since M is equal to what? Mod of K1 K2 into D. So M into T. So this says M divides whom? C. C is equal to this. So this says M divides C. This is what? The third axiom. Third axiom of definition of LCM. Third axiom of definition of LCM. So all the three axioms of definition of LCM are satisfied by this M. So we can say, from this we can say that M is LCM of the two numbers A and B. So I can write here that from this I can write since since M satisfies all the axioms of LCM, so this says M is LCM of A and B, and as we have assumed M is equal to what? Mod of AB upon D. Then we have proved it is positive. For the first axiom we had assumed this. So I can write M is equal to, it is LCM of A and B, and that is equivalent to modulus of A into B upon GCD of A and B, and that is same as modulus of A and B upon D. Now let us take one example on this. Before going towards example, let us write two remarks which we have already discussed, but we will write them. Fine. Now remark or notes, you can say notes or remarks. First, if the LCM of A and B is L, then A divides L and B divides L. The second one is that if LCM of A and B is L, then L is greater equal 1. L is greater equal 1. As we have seen, M is strictly positive means what? That is same as M is greater equal 1. When I dot this, I had already taught you this one. That one I had given as a remark to you. Now let me take a very small example and then we will stop here. We will take other things in next video. So let the example, find LCM of 135 and 220. Suppose this is an example. So how to do it? Solution of this one. Let A is equal to 135 and B is equal to 220. Mostly that just we have seen that theorem, that one we are using to find LCM here. Means what does that? M is the LCM, then it is a product of A and B upon the GCD of A and B. So first of all we will find the GCD and later on let us take the product of them and divide it by a GCD. That will be our LCM. It is a relationship between integers, their GCD and the LCM of them. So let me assume A is this, B is this. So we are applying division algorithm. Therefore, first we find GCD of A and B using Euclidean algorithm. Therefore, what does it say? 220 is equal to 135 into 1 plus what? Plus 85. So 135 equal to 85 into 1 plus 50. So 85 equal to what? This 50 we will take, multiply by 1 plus 35. 50 equal to 35 into 1 plus how much? 15. Again 35 equal to 15 multiply by 2 plus 5. 15 equal to 5 multiply by 3 plus 0. So what is the GCD? Is 5. Therefore we are saying the GCD of 135 and 220 is what? 5. Therefore the LCM of 135 and 220 is what? The product of these two integers. Already these are positive. If they are not positive, we will take mod of them upon what? Their GCD. Let me write that form first. The GCD of 135 and 220. So it will be, this product is how much? 29700 upon 5. So now this division is 5940. So what does this says? This says the LCM of 135 220 is what? 5940. Fine. This is the answer here. Now here we will stop for today. Now next video we will see some more examples in which in some of them the division algorithm is used, and in some of them some mathematical induction is also used. Thank you.